We are back on Morning Line. Thanks for joining us. Our guest this morning is Vice Mayor Jim Schulman, taking your calls, questions right now. We're just talking about what's happening in the city of Nashville. It's good to have him on. We had Ron waiting through the break, so let's take Ron. Ron, good morning. Hi, Ron.
Yeah, good morning.
Hey.
What I wanted to ask you, Benji's talking about transparency there. How are you going to vote on city council giving themselves health insurance for life, or the members of the Nashville City Council? I understand that they're trying to give themselves and their families, not only themselves, but their families, health insurance for life, and can't figure out how to give the people their life bills or stuff like that that are in need. Them city council members that's been there for 4 or 5 years or longer don't deserve that. They're there to serve the people. They're not there to serve themselves. And the people are, in my opinion, are tired of it. We got no trust left in our city leaders and government. When you cut the poor off and then give yourself a big boost and put a 34% tax increase on the property owners and start spending the money as soon as you get it. What for? For yourselves.
Do you want to kind of clarify and walk us through?
So the insurance question comes up tonight. It's actually, it was deferred indefinitely in our personnel committee last meeting. So it shows up at the end of the calendar. It's not a vote tonight on the bill. It's a vote on whether to put it back on the calendar. So we'll see. It's the last thing up on the agenda. The insurance benefit.
What is it? Clarify what you get.
So it's insurance through the Metro system. So council members who are elected can then get on insurance, and if you serve 2 full terms, you can then continue on as long as you pay your share of the premium.
So you'll continue. So it's not like you get it for free, but it's very good insurance.
Oh, it's
yeah. And if you 2 terms, once you leave office, if you do, you can continue to stay on that insurance, paying the premiums. Is that for you and your family if you want to, or is it just you?
Yeah. So you can keep it for life.
But you're paying the premiums for life.
But you're paying the premiums. Now some people say, well, you should pay 100% of the premium. So it's about 25%. It's whatever the Metro employees pay, you pay it as well. And I will tell you that I'm on it. I got on it a long time ago, and then just stayed on it. So I have paid. I was thinking about it last night. So I've been on it for a while. So I pay my share every month. We have a number of counts. This is not something new that is being, we raise people's property taxes and all of a sudden we started giving ourselves something. No, this has been around for years. We have a number of older council members that are on it. The bill that's been filed is actually just says after this term, then nobody else can get it. Then there was an amendment filed that got put on the bill that said, no, this group, if they serve 2 terms, they can get it, and then you stop it. I think there's a concern out there that some people run for this office. Go back to Ron's point. People don't run for this office just so they can get benefits for themselves. It's way too much work involved. So this is nothing that's being added to council members. This is not something new.
But you know what's weird, Jim? You see a lot of these benefits that come about, and over the years, as you well know, at the federal level and locally, they've really been cut back. I personally wouldn't have any problem with a sitting council member getting full health insurance and you not having to pay a cent of premium while you were serving. But what I don't understand is that once someone leaves and is no longer a council member, why should they have the option of having it the rest of their lives? Whereas, like for instance, if I leave Channel 5, at that point, I'm going to be, at some point, eventually, unless I'm on Cobra briefly, I'm going to get off their life insurance or health insurance or whatever it is. It definitely clearly is a benefit. And maybe that's meant to be there to say, look, you've chosen to serve your community, you served 2 good terms. As a thank you for that, we'll allow you to stay on the benefit as long as, and if you think that's fine, fine. I don't have any problem with, them serving. And while you're serving, in my opinion, get it for free, okay, while you're working serving. But once you leave, that's all she wrote. And people are looking at these benefits that go on beyond someone's service and saying, Why? You know, I mean, they serve to run and they do it, and then why do we have to give them an extra benefit as a thank you for life insurance the rest of your life? Good life insurance at a reasonable price on that premium.
Yeah, it's health insurance. So,
yeah, I'm sorry, not life insurance, health insurance, which is, to me, more significant than life
right.
insurance.
And everybody understands the importance of health insurance.
Yeah,
look,
right,
it was one of those things that was in there. I don't know when they decided to do it. It was well before I ever came on the council.
Ago.
And so you have a lot of people involved. People have been sending us emails. I understand it comes up every term, and then you've got some council members that are going like, you know, this is something that's important to us, and people go, well, that's not fair. You know, nobody else gets it. Whatever. I think people just have to decide at some point that is a true benefit, and it does carry over. I will tell you that we got emails that said, well, that's causing this tax problem.
Yeah.
No. So when Ron talks about the 34% tax increase, again, this city is in the middle of a major economic shutdown because of a pandemic that nobody planned for. It's a $330 million shortfall.
Right.
So when people get mad at the mayor, he could have either just gutted Metro government, which meant a lot of services being cut away and people being laid off, which was going to add to the additional problems that we've got, or it was a 34% property tax increase, or 32% when he proposed it. It was simply trying to keep everything stable. And I'm not sure if anybody truly fully understands all that. You have to balance, just like everybody else, you have to balance with what's happening out there and people not coming and hotels shutting down and tourists not coming and businesses shut down. $330 million, or we would have been in big trouble.
Yeah.
So he really didn't have much of a choice. You can argue with the insurance benefits. We'll see what happens tonight. It comes up every 4 years. Somebody brings it up and argues about it. I'll leave it at that, because I know people get mad on either side of this thing, and
yeah,
you know, I understand.
I think it's almost the optics. I don't know how many people out there really knew that benefit was there. It comes up, especially at a time when a tax passes along those lines. But it's just the appearance and how you deal with it. But you're right. I mean, getting rid of that right now is no substitute for the monies that are coming in on that property tax. It doesn't solve the problem. No. But again, it's the optics of it. Did you say we need to take a break, Marilena? Oh, okay, good. I'll take Vicki next. Vicki, okay. Good morning. Hi, Vicki.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Fine. What I want to say is about those census papers, why a lot of people haven't sent them back, because Freddie O'Connell won't answer a lot of people back, and that's what I heard. And that's my comment. I know I'm going to get feedback, but that's what I heard, and a lot of people talking about that.
You're saying about why people aren't filling out their census forms, did you say?
Yes, because Freddie O'Connor won't answer them back and won't speak with them.
And why do you think that is?
Because he won't answer them back when they try to call him and try to set up an interview with him.
With regard to the census, I'm not sure.
So they won't answer.
And that's why a lot of people won't send their papers back in.
So it sounds like, Vicki, are you saying that Councilmember O'Connell won't call you back, and that's why people aren't filling out the census requirements?
Did you hear that? Is that why they're not filling it out? Because the councilman won't call you back?
Right. Because he won't call nobody back.
And why do you need to talk to him anyway? You're just filling out the form. Why do you even need him?
No, I said other people.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm just saying other people. All right, because, I mean, you don't have to call a councilman or consult with your councilman to fill out the census form. I mean, that's a separate issue. And it's very important that people fill out the census forms. I don't even know why you bother calling him if it's regarding the census.
No, because number one, y'all had it on the news saying the North Nashville people haven't filled theirs out, and they was having a parade.
Oh, and that's why, and you're explaining to me why that is.
Right.
Okay.
And councilman over there.
Okay, I mean, we could check with him. I have not heard that, and I would think that he would encourage anyone. It's in everyone's best interest to fill out the census, because that improves your chance for representation. Thank you, Vicki. Have you heard anything along those lines? I know some areas are less likely, or for whatever reason, not filling out the census forms as much as other areas, for whatever reason that may be. I've never heard it in reference to Councilman McConnell.
No, so I don't, there was, I'm not sure, be interested to know if there's if people are taking some type of statement and saying that they really need to be careful, but they don't. This is, you do need to be careful of scammers.
Yeah.
But it's important to fill out the census because that turns into an understanding of what we get in terms of benefits and funding from the federal government and other things like that. So you really want to do it. Now, there is certainly plenty of information out there. If you have any concerns about filling out the census, or you think somebody's trying to scam you, call the census numbers. You can go online. I'm sure the TV stations can help you. You can call me. I'm going to give you my number again. It's 615-584-1082. Vicki, if you have folks out there who are concerned or have questions about the census, call me. I'm not an expert on the census, but I can get you to the right place and get people to fill it out. It's really important this year to make sure that you do that.
Yep. I appreciate your call, Vicki. Listen, we'll take a break. When we come back, Edward and others, if you're on hold, stay there. Ed, we'll get you as soon as we come back with more with the Vice Mayor right after this.